Hey, good morning, everybody. So I just wanted to kind of just give you guys just an update. Some of you guys have received some thunderstorms this morning in Cass and Johnson County. They are loud. They are they are rumbling a bit. But just want to let you guys know most of these thunderstorms we are not expecting to see anything other than maybe a 30, maybe 40 mile an hour wind gust. There's several thunderstorms that are forming in eastern Kansas, western half of Missouri, and this is strictly due to a what they call a low level jet. Basically, what happens near the surface as we have cooler air at the surface compared to warmer air aloft, and we really start to see that spread of temperature change as we go into the mornings or during the evenings between that 5 and 8 p.m. time frame. And of course, with different temperatures, you have different pressure. When you have different pressure, you have wind. So it's called the low level jet stream is what happens in the mornings and in the evenings. And there's a pretty strong one right now that is pushing through eastern Kansas and west central Missouri right now, and that's what's creating enough lift for these thunderstorms. Again, they're not expected to be severe. They could possibly get strong enough to have a 35, 40 mile an hour wind gust, but they're mainly just going to be loud this morning. If you should happen to get up underneath one of these cells, as you guys can see up here in the KC metro area, this is going to be over on the Johnson County, Jackson County area, Wyandotte County. They're getting some pretty heavy rain. They could end up picking up a quick inch and a half of rain. So right now, any of our area here in west central Missouri could get a pop-up thunderstorm. They're going to be isolated. So I can't necessarily predict who's going to get one and who is not going to get one. These things are just kind of popping up where there's enough lift to get a thunderstorm going. So right now, pretty big cluster going across Johnson County. You can expect that over if you're on the Pettis County side in Sedalia, Lamont, Green Ridge area. You guys be getting some storms here over probably about the next 45 minutes or so. A little further down south, there's just a couple isolated thunderstorms. There's a couple of them here in Henry County that are starting to bubble up just a little bit. And again, these are not expected to be severe, but I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. Just want to give just a quick update. Hi, Pam. Hi, Rita. So we've got, as we go through the course of the day, now I do expect a lot of these to be moved out by the noontime. I'd say maybe some of us might see some of these still hanging around, maybe a little bit later than noon, and then we will set our sights on tonight. This will be probably after dark, and we will see the main cold front come through, and that could produce maybe some borderline severe weather. We're talking strong straight line winds. That's really going to be about our only threat that we have with these thunderstorms that will be along this cold front tonight. Now, there is another complex. Let me show you guys. There's another complex up here, and this is up here near Omaha, Nebraska, southeast Nebraska. And if I put that into motion, you can see what direction that's heading. That's kind of heading down to the south. Now, if later on in the morning, if this should happen to continue to trek on down into Kansas City Metro and then further on south. Whereas we get a few more thunderstorms this afternoon, that's going to lessen our chance for any stronger wind gusts with those thunderstorms coming in on the front later on tonight. So it's a very conditional, kind of a messy forecast. There's just enough instability and lift out there to provide some thunderstorms that are going on right now. But, for the most part, we're not going to be seeing any big severe threat. This is going to be kind of a typical summertime thunderstorm when these things are going to be loud. They're going to put down some major rains and maybe a strong wind gust. But the hail and definitely the tornado potential of any of these thunderstorms are pretty much zero with any of these thunderstorms that come up. So what I am going to do for probably through the noon hour, if you guys want to go over to my YouTube channel, that's Subby's Weather Talk on YouTube, I am going to have our radar up for the morning. We're also going to be taking a look at some of our sky cams, which is, you'll see that's what it looks like looking off to the west right now. Every now and then you can actually catch a lightning strike. This is really right on the Bates-Cass County line is what this is looking at right now. You can definitely see some rain shafts up here where you see my cursor on that little picture. You see some good rain shafts up there. Just going to be having some background music, letting that play through the course of the morning, and then that way I can instantly jump on and I can update you guys if there's a stronger storm through noon. But definitely encourage you guys to go over there. Make sure you subscribe. You hit that little bell to notify you whenever I do go live. But when I get done with this live segment, I am going to be moving over to my YouTube channel, and we're just going to have that on in the background. And what's nice about that is that I can jump in at any time and kind of give you guys an update. So if you have housework or something to do this morning, if you just want to keep that on, we're going to be playing some easy listening music in the background. You can listen to that, and then of course if anything should happen, a little bit stronger of a thunderstorm or just a regular update, I can just jump right in there and let you guys know on what's going on. So I think that's going to be the game plan this morning. I've been watching these storms develop since early this morning. And so, this will give you a way where you can look at radar. You kind of keep up to date with what we've got going on in the area. So if anybody has any questions, they can let me know. Good morning, Michelle. You guys can let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them today. I've been answering a lot of questions. I know there's a lot of plans coming up as we, kind of start heading into that holiday week. So right now we could have some leftover shower thunderstorms tomorrow morning. But then I think, when we start to kind of get into the bulk of our holiday forecast, when we start getting into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, most of Friday, I think we're going to be in good shape. Temperatures are going to be back down to about average in the mid-upper 80s and looks relatively dry during that stretch. So we are going to have some more rain and thunderstorms coming in for the holiday weekend on Saturday and Sunday, so be watching that closely too. But I think we're going to get a nice little dry stretch with some nice temperatures so that everybody can get out and enjoy the festivities around where you live for the 4th of July. Those things I know here in Clinton, the 3rd and the 4th are going to be big days here, and I think for the most part we should be able to get most of those activities in. But the problem with this time of year that we go through this every year, it starts to get just a little bit messy because just a sneeze out there can produce a thunderstorm when we have temperatures in the 80s and 90s with high humidity. It doesn't take much for a thunderstorm to blow up if we have some kind of disturbance around the area. So I'll be keeping you guys up to date as we go through the day today and tonight. So again, I am going to go live on my YouTube channel once we're done here. It won't be on all of our platforms, but if you guys want to jump in there and take a look at radar, we're going to have our sky cams up as well. So if you guys want to, sit back and watch that for a little while, or tune in whenever you want to see an update on radar, and I will be sit back and watch that on giving updates as we go throughout the day. So that's all I have for this morning, guys. Again, just want to jump on and let you guys know, Hamilton County right now, if you're in if you're up there in near Warrensburg or heading along 13 highway, those skies are going to look kind of ugly, and there's going to be a lot of lightning. But again, just some moderate to heavy rains, but no severe weather expected with any of this morning convection. And then tonight, depending on how our day progresses, tonight we might have a chance to see some of those higher wind gusts with some of these stronger storms that move in along that cold front. So have a great Sunday, guys. And again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be here at the Weather Center for most of the day. Take care. Stay weather aware. We'll be talking to you guys soon.